With 97,000 members worldwide, the Institution of Civil Engineers, or the ICE as it's commonly known, exists to ensure that the world has the engineering capacity and the infrastructure that it needs to enable the planet and its people to thrive. Their recent State of the Nation report is an annual flagship, in-depth expert assessment of infrastructure, focusing on transport, energy and water. It's looked at topics such as energy security and diversification, climate change and decarbonisation, ageing and unsafe infrastructure. It is a fascinating read. And to get a taster of what we can find in that report, Joe Burgess spoke with Mark Hansford. As Director of Engineering and Knowledge at the ICE, Mark is responsible for identifying and delivering knowledge content.
Well, hi, Joe. It's great to be here. I'm Mark Hansford. I'm Director of Knowledge at the Institution of Civil Engineers, and it's my job really to harness the wit and wisdom of our global membership base to help each other be better at what we do, fundamentally. So that is by helping to provide CPD training materials, but also advance industry kind of knowledge and best practice in some of the key areas that we are facing change. And a lot of our efforts are based around helping our members tackle climate change through decarbonisation and providing more resilient solutions. We also have a strong theme around helping the industry be more productive so that we can get more out of the money we have, and might come on to that later perhaps. But we also are really keen to explore issues facing the key sectors in which our members work, and that's the role of State of the Nation. Each year it's our kind of deep dive into the key sectors, water, transport and energy, which are where most of our members ply their trade and where we can therefore have most of a positive impact on society, because that is the core the IC is here to do.
I was very excited to see your 2025 report come out, and there are a few things in it that I think are going to be critical over the next sort of 1, 3, 5 years. Firstly, your wastewater recycling proposals face what the report very candidly calls the Yuck factor, public aversion to treated sewage in their drinking supplies. The Singapore example, Windhoek and others, but the example in your report shows this can be overcome. But how will design champions fundamentally restructure community engagement compared to past failed consultations on reservoirs like Havant Thicket?
Yeah, thanks, Joe. It was a really interesting process getting to the topic we chose this year. We knew we wanted to do something around a resource issue. And so last year we looked at the stormwater overflows issue, which of course has put our industry very much on the back foot in public opinion, and we recognise that clearly there's much work still to be done there, and we're doing things in that space. But this year we did want to look forward and really address the fact that as we all know, as many reports, including National Infrastructure Commission's second annual second assessment showed, we are desperately short of resources. So, and we were originally going to purely look at just the growing demand for new reservoirs. With was it 1992, the last time we actually opened a reservoir in this country. So we know that in itself is going to be a heck of a challenge. But actually, through discussion and debate, I mean, building a reservoir almost only half the challenge. You need to fill it with something, and that's almost a bigger challenge, and that's where the conversation really went to trying to crack this nut that is getting public sort of acceptance of the reuse.
It's interesting because you mention productive infrastructure in that example, and you've also mentioned the lack of resources, both water resources and financial resources. Elsewhere in the report, it emphasises productive infrastructure that delivers social value, but the spring 2025 national strategy must reconcile more infrastructure or productive infrastructure with austerity pressures. Do you think engineers should accept project cancellations if political cycles disrupt the sort of 25-year asset plans? Or do you think professional duty demands more radical advocacy?
Well, gosh, I mean, we know, this spring going into early summer is such a critical point for UK infrastructure, isn't it? With the new strategies for infrastructure more broadly, and also transport. So there's there's a great opportunity for and the creation of the NISTA, the new body to oversee our infrastructure strategy. So there's a huge opportunity to get this thing joined up, I guess, and that's definitely what the ICE is advocating, is for a much more holistic sort of infrastructure strategy, which does correctly prioritise the key issues. And I think this year's report, it's really interesting that in the transport space, we recognise the real challenges around the ageing nature of our existing infrastructure. So we're not really advocating for lots of brand new, shiny infrastructure in transport, but contrast that to water and energy sectors, where we're actually we are advocating for new infrastructure. We are advocating for, in the water space, new reservoirs, because we do need new capacity, and obviously that comes with it, new pipe work and the like, and very similar in energy, really. We know we need new sources of energy which are not fossil fuel based, and that is going to involve a massive challenge of providing the connectivity through basically completely re-gridding the country. So there is huge new infrastructure needed in the UK, but it's probably not in the place we've traditionally been building new infrastructure.
If people want to see the whole report, where can they find it?
It's on our website, ice.org.uk, and I'd recommend it to all.
Thank you, Mark. Now, here is the QR code to download the report. Its take-home messages are all about the cross-sectoral matters. Energy efficiency in water systems isn't just cost-saving, it's a safeguard against the cascading resource crises. Proactive infrastructure upgrades prevent the water energy system from collapsing during extreme events. And if you want resilience, then cross-sector collaboration is a non-negotiable. Full stop. It doesn't matter what country you're in.